I'm not graduating this year. But a lot of friends and family are, so let's make a card! Whew. This is my high school graduation cap. I haven't worn it since 2012. Alright, so hello everyone! Today we're going to learn how to make a graduation card! What's great about this is that it's not really a traditional card. It doesn't open up into two sides, but it has a little pop-up graduation cap sitting on the top of the message that you'll be writing to your graduate, and then there's a little congratulations at the bottom, and it's a really nice way to show your graduate that you're proud of them. 1 full sheet of black cardstock paper. 1 full or half sheet of white cardstock paper. You're gonna need some kind of party string. I recommend the color of the school that your graduate is graduating from. And you're going to need, of course, your cutting device. I recommend a paper cutter, but if you don't have one, scissors do work. You're going to end up needing scissors no matter what, but the paper cutter is optional. Another optional cutting tool that might make one of the tasks a little bit easier is an X-Acto knife. And of course, if you're using the X-Acto knife, have some kind of safe surface to cut it on. I usually use cardboard. I should probably get myself a cutting board. And of course, a black pen and silver Sharpies. If you only have black Sharpies and you don't feel like getting a silver Sharpie, I'll show you exactly what you can do to avoid having to buy a silver Sharpie. But you're gonna need a pen to write your message. Tape! Hot glue gun! Hot glue stick! Done! You're gonna grab your black sheet of paper, and you're gonna cut out the template that I'll be providing in the description below. Kinda looks like a box with like a diamond attached to it. You don't have to use a template, but I'm gonna provide it just in case you need some help. If you are using the template, print it out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Regular printer paper for the template is fine. If you're not using the template, try to make a shape similar to the one I'm doing here. So this is basically what it should look like before you cut it out. Now this is where the paper cutter comes in handy. However, as I said before, you can use scissors. We're gonna use the paper cutter to cut out the widest part of the card. Just like so. Now you should have something like this. Then we're gonna use the scissors to cut out the last remaining shape of the card. Take your time on this one. You want it to be as precise as possible. Try your hardest to make sure that these two sides match up. I'm gonna show you what we should have so far on a white piece of paper so that it's easier for you to see. This is the shape that you should have so far. If you feel like it, erase any remaining pencil marks that you don't like. I realize I didn't say to grab an eraser in the what you'll need portion of this video, but hopefully you have one close by if you didn't already. Now here's the tricky part. I'm also going to be doing this on a white sheet of paper so that you can see it much easier. You're gonna take the long part of it and you're gonna fold it down directly. So now you should have something like this. Then you're gonna take about a 1/2 inch portion of it and you're gonna fold up from there. Try to make sure that this is being done as straight as possible. So now you should have something like that. See how there's kind of like that extra fold in there? So you're basically gonna be going back and forth with that until you get to about here. You should have a little M in your fold. Now we have something like this. We're gonna end up doing a cut in here that's gonna require another fold, but we can't make that fold until we make this cut. Now this is where your X-Acto knife is gonna come in handy. If you don't have an X-Acto, you can poke a hole with the scissor and do it that way, but this just makes things a little easier. You're only gonna need the little hat portion for this. What we're gonna do with the X-Acto is we're actually gonna end up finishing the shape of the hat in the X-Acto without cutting it out. I'm gonna make an adjustment to the shape of my hat just so that this is a little easier. So basically what I just did was I just thinned it out a little bit. I cut a piece and then I cut down to make the column a little smaller. We're going to cut an upside down V seam, but we're not gonna go all the way to the ends because then we're gonna end up cutting it off. And then you're gonna pop that out. So now you should have a diamond shape that is still attached to the original column. I'm gonna put this on top of a white piece of paper so that you can see what I'm doing. So now you have to make the final fold. As you can see, it's flat now, right? This part's a little hard to explain. It'll be much easier. You don't have to use the template, but I highly recommend downloading it so you can see what I'm talking about. You're gonna end up pushing the diamond up and then pressing it down. So now you're only really looking at the graduation cap. You see how we went from kind of just like a partial diamond to like a full diamond? You should have something like this. That was the difficult part. Now we can get to the easier parts of this. Now you're gonna take your piece of white cardstock paper and you're gonna cut it accordingly. You now have two options. If you do not have a silver marker and you don't want to get one, make the white cardstock paper as big as the black border and write congratulations on the bottom in black. If you do have a silver marker and you want to use it, cut off this part of the white paper and write congratulations in silver on the bottom. I'm going to be doing the silver marker, so I'm going to be cutting off a bit of the bottom to leave room for it. Now you're going to take that hot glue gun and your glue stick, you're going to put them together, and you're going to simply glue this white part to the black card. I recommend putting it on the white card and then pressing it down on the black, but you can do it in any order that you'd like. Take your silver or black marker and write it on the bottom. Don't spell it wrong or you're doing this all over again. It's a little hard to see on camera, but I guarantee in person it's very clear. Now that you've done that, we have one more thing to do. You're gonna take your string and you're gonna cut two, I'd say about maybe 12-inch to 6-inch strips. And once you do that, you're gonna do the little thing where you take your string and rub it against the scissor and it makes curls. Woo! Oh, let's get that in camera. All right, actually this is a little longer than I'd like, so I'm gonna recommend more like 7 inches. Curls. Whoop. Hitting things. Now you're going to take that pen that you're most likely going to be using to write your graduate's message, and you're going to poke a little hole directly in the middle of your hat. Now you're going to take the ends of one of your string and you're going to weave it through that hole. Do the same for the other. And now try to mix them together, and now you have little tassels. On the other side, you're going to take a small piece of tape and you're going to simply tape down the ends. So I realize this doesn't look very good on the inside, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a piece of leftover black cardstock from before. I'm gonna cut the tiniest piece, and I'm gonna glue it on top of the taped string. Make sure it's not big enough to alter the shape of the cap in any way. Perfect! And you are done! The only thing left to do is to write your message. So if you're a little stumped on ideas, try it. Maybe you'll like it. If you do end up doing this card, I'd love to see it, so take a picture and show me on Twitter. What's important here is showing somebody that you're really proud of their accomplishments and showing them that you really feel that they've truly done a good job. So, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today, and congratulations to all the graduates of 2015. Yeah! Bye-bye!